Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. This is Courtney, the Marketing Coordinator here at AIM. Today's webinar will be recorded and later posted on our website, which does mean that all attendees will be automatically muted so that we can get a quality recording. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat box. We'll try and answer them throughout the webinar, but if we run short on time, we'll have one of our marketing team reach out to you individually to answer your questions. Our newest agent resource, the 2-Minute Minute, is now in full swing. The marketing team is bringing you quick hit ways to talk to more prospects, write more business, and grow your agency. We're posting new videos every Monday and Wednesday, so check our social media pages to see what you've missed. Our next upcoming webinar is next Wednesday the 10th, and we'll be going over back to basics, looking at what products are still the best to be writing for your clients. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Mike so that we can get started. Go ahead and take it away, Mike.
All right. Thanks, Courtney. Appreciate it, as always, all the hard work that you put in to make these things happen. We've got a crowd that's still rolling in here. We're certainly appreciative that all of you have made your time available to join us today, and I really feel like this is going to be a good opportunity for you to examine some things. And Courtney touched on a couple things with what she was saying a couple minutes ago. A key piece of what we always are looking at when we're having conversations with our agents is additional ways to help them write more business and grow their agency. And that's a big part of what we did with the 2-Minute Minute. It's a big part of what we're going to do with this opportunity here today. So Lead Center, it's a new thing that Integrity Marketing, which is our parent company, has done technology-wise, and they really feel like agents who embrace what Lead Center is about, they're going to have everything they need in terms of the ability to acquire new leads. We'll talk about that in an overview here in a few minutes, and manage their current clients. It allows agents to spend more time focusing on what matters with regard to lead management, fast, cost-efficient acquisition, and the ability to manage them down the line. And it's put together all in one place. So you're actually able to log in, you're able to control the leads that you get. We've got heat mapping and things like that that are going to make it easier for you to find leads everywhere in the country. So you're going to see more about how this technology makes the business easier. And Integrity is significantly committed to tech, and they're investing more and more in tech all the time. And for us and our relationship with you, and I can see who's on the call, and some of you have been with us for a long, long time, it's an ongoing commitment from us to increase the value add for AIM appointed agents. Okay, we're going to talk some more here in a minute, but what we're going to do with this, and what you have the option to do with this, is really focus in on 3 really distinct lead types that make things better and allow for faster turnaround: internet leads, direct mail leads, and social media leads. But the difference here is you're going to be able to control these leads. Okay, you're going to be able to be the one who makes the determination as to which way you go, how much money that you spend, where these things come from. And the console that Integrity has put together on this, and it's a piece of Marketing Center, which we touched on last week. The console that they've put together is specifically designed to make it easier for you to do this. Okay, you got access to TCPA compliant leads that are exclusive. You're going to get notifications on additional leads that have become available based on your prior search history. The pricing is going to be competitive and allow you to do the things that you want to do with regard to your budget. Okay, the pre-existing leads are going to be in the system for you to continually circle back around to and manage them, set up reminders to follow up, etc. You're going to be able to get leads anywhere in the country, and the heat mapping feature, which we'll touch on here in a minute, is going to allow you to do that without any waiting, and that sets the stage there for the idea that the real-time options here are significant. They do have contact details that they are supposed to be, and they're designed to be complete. and that includes direct mail images there. So take a look at kind of an overview of the different types. Social media leads, and we'll talk about social media first, not necessarily in the same order. They're generated through insurance-specific advertising that's been put in place, primarily centered around Facebook and YouTube. Okay. Direct mail leads, they're generated through the product-specific mailers that go out, and a consumer returns that card saying yes, they are interested in. And that's a little bit of a throwback compared to some of the other things. And then you have generalized internet leads. Okay. And those internet leads, they come through internet advertising, variety of different opportunities. These are top performing lead sources and sites that have been put into play, and the landing pages are insurance specific. So it's not going to be a situation where somebody clicked on something and they're getting followed. They would have actually entered information in there to be able to get into that pool for you to draw on them. So dialing down a little bit, getting a little bit more specific so that you understand just how in-depth this is. Under the social media heading, you've got what they call instant Facebook leads, okay? And that is a situation where somebody's working on a Facebook lead. They're literally real time. It's part of the real time option piece down here. You've got YouTube leads in the final expense category. And again, added as they are created in real time. And there's several different things that happen within that YouTube space that come under the heading of that. Direct mail. All right. You've got images of mailers that have been created and have been successful over a long period of time. The ones that you're going to pick up under the direct mail heading on the aged issue, those are leads that haven't been sold before. And these are all designed to be specific to you and not have been sold before. Okay. Medicare leads, and that seems to be what most of the folks that are in the group here today, and I can see who's on, like I said, these are the ones that they really have an interest in. Okay. You've got access to what they call instant internet exclusive leads. Okay. And they're going to have been in the system less than 2 days. They are TCPA compliant. A number of different Medicare related sites generate these. Okay. These are the exclusives. You do have the opportunity to get Medicare shared leads. Those are going to be less expensive. Okay. And then the differentiation between instant and new has to do with how long they've been in the system. The new leads, which are also part of this group, okay, they are in the system less than 30 days, okay? And then you've got a number of other different things in there with the, new internet, aged Medicare Advantage, aged Medicare Supplement. You got a lot of the aged T65. So a lot of different things are in there under that heading of lead type, okay? And we're going to take a look at an idea of what the heat map looks like here. And again, this is based on the idea that it's all over the country, but the use of the heat maps is really going to let you dial into your specific area or to a specific area that you want to look at, and it's going to give you that opportunity to make the most of that, okay? And as you can see in this particular situation, it was dialed in more towards the East Coast and the South, but we do have the options available out on the West Coast and in the Intermountain region as well. Okay, and this gives you this opportunity. The process, the console and the different things that you have to do is really in depth, and it's designed to allow you to pull leads in a way that you want, that fit within your budget, and let you do that in such a way that it's protected. So you're not, unless you designate that you want to be in that shared lead pool, you're going to have these exclusive. And if you read at all, you can see this. You got instant Facebook leads. In this case, there's 3,600 of them in there. Okay, you got mortgage protection, which is final expense or for life type stuff. There's 3,300 in there. So that you got leads in multiple different categories. Agents are shifting around a lot in terms of what they are doing in what we call that ROI category, which is the rest of the year. They are embracing more things that function as add-ons with their senior clients, embracing the idea that it's going to allow for more stickiness. Okay. Let's get to the next one. Okay. So the key things here, TCPA compliant, it's all been run through the grinder there. You've got the option for the exclusivity depending on what your budget is. It gives you a built-in CRM type process that allows you to manage these. The heat maps are done on a county-based basis, depending on where it is that you want to work, okay, and where you want to search and see what there is. It's a little bit of a derivative of the T65 system that some of you are making use of through Integrity. It's another piece of the Integrity technology as they continue to expand on that, that's available out there for you. And then you've got that option to check off on these new lead notifications. And to give you an idea how in-depth this is and how much work you have to be positioned to do to manage it, you're looking at like a 24-page user guide that's available after you've completed some of the onboard processes along the way. Now, I was sort of auditing, if you will, a bigger presentation that Integrity did for existing agents, and it was a bit of a refresher. And there were a couple key questions that they put forth there that you should probably consider if you want to get yourself into something like this. And the biggest piece of it is, where you have been with leads before. Have you purchased leads previously? And this is all about managing expectations, okay? Have you purchased them previously? And what is your comfort level with managing leads that come to you? Because this is not going to happen automatically. You're going to have to get engaged with this to make it work for you. You're going to have to be in that CRM on a daily basis, okay? You've got the opportunity to move across multiple different, I call them disciplines, if you will, MedAdvantage, Medicare Sup, ancillary products, life insurance. Those are all there, okay? Excuse me. A big piece of it too, which is not typical out there, is, and it costs more, is the ability to get these leads on a real-time basis. Are you really committed to being able to do that and to be able to make the most out of these options? Because they're going to keep becoming available, but if you're not in there and you're not looking at it a couple times a day and making decisions about where you want to go and how you want to move forward, it's going to make it difficult for this thing to be worthwhile. It doesn't cost anything to, other than, and we'll look at kind of follow-ups, if you will, and get started pieces. It's not going to cost you anything to access this other than having your senior market contracts with us here at AIM. Okay, so it may require some transferring stuff and such, but that's what's got to happen, and I'll explain why in a second. You can't do it otherwise, okay? So within the scope of that, you set it up, you monitor this, you've got differentiation in what those leads are. You've got platinum leads, you've got titanium leads, you've got diamond caliber leads. And so they've put a lot of time and energy into this. Integrity has been big in this space for a long time. And this was the logical next step after they purchased lead houses and things like that, was to not have agents reliant on somebody else to do the work for them. This stuff would be out there, it would be available, and they could do the work themselves with that. And it moves it through more quickly. So they ask agents to really think long and hard about the commitment that they've got to this, just simply because if you're not committed to the technology is going to end up not being able to assist you in growing. And if you've listened to the 2-Minute Minute, and I strongly encourage you to go out to our 2-Minute site, take a look at what's on there, listen to what it is that we're talking about. We've had this thing up and running for some time now. We're posting new content 2 days a week, but we're putting out a lot of things for agents to consider. Many of them may be outside of your comfort zone, if you want to call it that, but we feel like expanding outside the comfort zone is the best way for our agents in the senior market to increase, I call it stickiness. That's that relationship between you and clients, so that when someone else reaches out to them, and inevitably that happens, when they reach out to them, they're like, no, I'm not leaving my agent, Joe Smith, because Joe has taken care of our Medicare, and he's taken care of our dental, and he has worked with us on our prescriptions, and he's helped us with our final expense. So he is our guy, or she is our gal. Sally Smith, Joe's cousin, who's also in the business, but you've got to have that stickiness. If you have one product, specifically Medicare, with folks, the volatility is going to get you bouncing pretty significantly because the costing is shifting around. States are approving and adding birthday rule components to it, which allows more competition within the marketplace. And I don't know if y'all saw this. I saw an article over the weekend. 51% of 60 million Medicare beneficiaries, 51% are in Medicare supplement, in the Medicare supplement space. That is, significant. And Courtney just posted a direct link that will allow you to click on and get into our 2-minute episodes. Take a look at those. That'll set you up to where you can stay current with what it is that we've got going on. So now, kind of concluding the overview, and this was just intended to kind of get your beak wet as opposed to answer every single question. How do we move forward? Okay. Well, number one thing, and this often serves to be a source of agitation for agents, but this is reality, is that we are going to need you to consolidate your senior market contracts with us here at AIM. If you're not willing to do that, we're not going to be able to make Lead Center available to you. And so that you understand the way that these systems and the technology work, Lead Center is going to be able to check and see who you are appointed with us, because there is a specific code that is tagged to AIM. And when you go in and you click on this and you're trying to get access to it, okay, if you don't have all of your contracts with us and it's not tagged that way, we're not going to be able to help you. You're not going to be able to get in there and make use of this. So it may require some conversations about transfers and such, and you're probably going to be in a situation where you're going to have to ask yourself, why does your current upline not have access to a tool like Lead Center? And if they don't, maybe it's time to work with someone who does. Okay, so that's the first piece, and we can help you with that right away. Marketing team will be following up with everybody who's on the call later today, and we'll be able to start that process. Once you're cleared and we're able to check and we know who you're appointed with us, we know who you're appointed with elsewhere. Okay, once we get that consolidated and you're cleared, and what I mean by that is you're approved by the carriers, we're going to get back to you with the AIM specific code that allows you to get into the system and get access to these resources. And at that point in time, and this is probably, week and a half process, presuming we get all the information. So it'll move along quickly, but where you're going to be is positioned that starting this summer and getting geared up for AEP and starting to get things really moving forward, you're going to have the access to get these leads, to start trying to help more people, start doing more with selling, expanding what it is that your agency is about. You're going to be able to take care of all of that through the Medicare Center platform and the Lead Center platform, both of which are huge technology advances that are available for agents that work through the Integrity partners. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open it up and allow anybody who's got questions to ask those. Again, as is always the case, ask you if you're not going to ask questions to self-mute yourself, and folks are normally pretty good about that.
Muted.
We do that simply because we don't want to get dogs barking, tea kettles whistling, people that are on sales calls on a cell phone and things like that to interrupt the call. So I will entertain questions of a general nature from anybody. The more specific questions, we can tackle those later today when we do the follow-up calls. All right, one quick reminder, next week on the 10th, we're going to have Derek will be with us. And if I'm correct, Courtney, correct me if I'm not, he's going to be doing the first of 2 Back to Basics webinars, where we really take a look at reverting back to basic concepts and how the focus on these pillars of what it is that you've done over the years, getting back to those can kind of help you. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. That'll be on the 10th, always a Wednesday with us, 9 p.m. Pacific time as well. So it looks like we don't have anybody raising the hand or typing anything in or anything like that, Courtney. So I think we'll go ahead, barring last call here real quick, we'll go ahead and we will wrap this up. Well, nobody's jumping in. Okay. Well, we appreciate everybody. Nice crowd here today. We appreciate that. And we appreciate you making your time available today. Hopefully this has given you just enough of a taste of Lead Center that you want to follow up and find out what you need to do to get yourself set up. So with that, we're going to go ahead and shut things down. Thanks, folks. We appreciate it. And we'll look to see you next week. Bye now.